What's up, guys? Welcome to the sixth episode of the Connect 0007 podcast. And today we're going to do something a bit different. This podcast is going to be about connecting with current and new friends. And some of you are probably like, what do you mean with connecting with current friends? You'll see. But before I even share the fun fact, I would like to say thank you to the new supporters of the podcast. I see the statistics on the app, so I see, new people who like it and they subscribe. And also, we've reached over 50 downloads. So I want to personally say thank you so much for liking the podcast and listening and checking out the different episodes. I really appreciate it. And I also want to thank my really good friends who've been giving me some feedback and telling me things that they like on there and how everyone's been saying it's been funny. So I hope to keep you all laughing and more things to come. So that being said, again, I thank you all. You guys are awesome. Now to the fun fact, which a friend of mine just told me he loves the fun facts. So don't be mad at this one, but the sixth one is actually in regards to the last one, which was about the otters. But apparently there's a special pocket in their skin where they carry their favorite rock. And I found that to be adorable. I don't know, this your favorite rock. Me personally, if I was an otter, I think my rock would have to be smooth, yet, look, I don't know, different in some odd way, a little bit bougie, and maybe have a little gold to it. It's a rock, but fake gold, a yellow or something, So when I take my rock out of my special pocket in my skin, I think mine would probably be on my right side, right where my stomach is. I don't know. I'd probably go in there and, when I'm feeling quite otterly, I guess, today, I'll take my rock out and be like, yeah, I'm feeling that. And I just put it back in, and all the other otters will be like, bro, where you got that rock from? Like, nah, bro, I can't tell you. But anywho, to this podcast. So honestly, I would like to thank a good friend of mine. I didn't ask him if I could say his name, so I'm not, but he know who he is. We talked earlier today, and he gave me a good idea to share this podcast, pretty much about connecting with current and new friends. So with this one, I'm going to start with current friends, and I'm just going to focus on growth and communication. Now, this is relatable to everyone. We all have friends that we've known forever. Some since we were kids, some for years, some may feel like a lifetime. And for some of you, it could literally be a year or two and it feels like forever. And now we all know we all come to that period where we have to grow or we're growing. And a few things with that is, you kind of know where you may need to grow at. Be it emotionally, you may need to get your emotional stuff together. Be it mentally, you might be a little different in the head. So you might want to fix some things. You might be a little rattled. And it's okay. I have my moments too. I have to fix the rattling. And, you want to get that right. And there's just different areas that we all know we just need to grow in. It's self-explanatory. But I want to hone in on that. Just when you are growing, you want to know where it is that you're growing. I'm honing in on that because I'm going to come back to that. So here's a few things that I've noticed amongst a lot of people that I have connected with on this planet. And they have said that, when they're growing, they kind of feel different or they feel weird. They feel off or whatever it is when it comes to their friends. And I want to say it's okay to outgrow your current friends, even if you've known them for a long time. So let me say that. Now, some of the things I've noticed is some people say they felt uncomfortable. They felt like they were kind of betraying them in a sense. They didn't want to come off as they think they were better. It's a lot of different things with different relationships. I can understand there was a periods in there's been a lot of periods in my life where I've had to grow for myself, and that required me to leave, certain friends where they are. And that's not a bad thing. Like, you have to do what you have to do for yourself. Your friends would understand. If they were really your friends, they would understand you got to grow and you have to do what you have to do. Don't be, how can I put it, nasty with it, but, understand, hey, you got to do your thing. Like, for example, some friends go to college. You don't see them as often as you do, but, you talk here and there. So they're growing, they're getting their stuff and blah, 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 blah. Some of you, you may have a spiritual stuff that you got the, experience. People grow. Some people don't relate, blah, 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 blah. But what helps with that is to understand you're going to go through that regardless, as long as you're not nasty about it. But it's okay, those feelings that you'll have. That is really what gets you, I would say, no, not get you. It makes you stronger to, do what you have to do. And it also does a lot. It does more than that. It also reveals your friends' characters as well. So if you're outgrowing and you have to do what you have to do, and let's just say there's some friends who completely understand, which thankfully all of my friends have completely understood, I had to go, I had to do things, and, they're with you and they just go with the flow. So if there are some who, may feel some type of way and they get, we'll just say they get evil or nasty, it's revealing their character. So it's actually doing you a favor by seeing, oh, wow, okay, if I'm only doing this and you're acting this way, I wouldn't want to remain being friends with you. Why would I go back knowing that just by me growing, you turned out this way? So be aware of that. It helps you regardless. You may not like it. It may be uncomfortable, but I'm going to tell you this too. There are sometimes some of our friends, they are holding us back. And some of us don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. Now, everybody's relationship is different. There's not one way for it all, but I will say is you need to know what you need to do for yourself and do it. And again, just don't be nasty with it. Just, communicate what it is that's going on. And I'm going to hone in on that part too, communicating. But I want to talk a little bit more about like the different roles our current friends have. So I say, like, know where their key roles are in your life. Just honor that and just don't expect them to be more than that. So a few examples. Good friend of mine's, the one who was messaging me. I'm going to use an example from what we talked about and also some stuff with myself. Few examples with knowing their roles is that there are some people in your life who, again, you've known, your current friends, you've known them for a long time. They may be really good people you need to talk with about personal stuff, really personal stuff. And that may be all that they're good for. That's not a bad thing at all. That friend right there in your life, not to assign people into roles, not to, categorize them, but it just happens. I'm beyond it. It just happens. Not saying, oh, this is this friend. It's just, this is that happens. You know who to talk to about certain things. So there are some people who are, very close with you and they're just really good at your personal stuff. You can talk to them about personally. When it comes to your growth, on the other hand, or, let's just say business or whatever else, something else that you're doing, they may not be that friend to talk to. And that's not a bad thing. Just understand, okay, this is that person's role in my life. Now, let's flip it. There are some close friends of mine who they're really good with, we'll say, business, and they're really good with making stuff happen. But when it comes to personal stuff, I will not talk to them about that. That is not a bad thing. It's just how our friendship is, and it's okay. It works for us. They get it. Now, if they talk to me about some personal stuff, yeah, I'm there for them. I can talk to them if it's, business and personal stuff kind of ties in. An example could be, let's just say at one point in time, I could have been really shy or nervous about doing a business transaction with someone or whatever, or not knowing. And I wanted to talk to that person and they say, okay, well, what's the issue? And I could say, well, personally, this makes me nervous. And they can say, oh man, yeah, that happens, blah, blah, blah. They give you advice. So basically, know the roles that your current friends play in your life and don't expect them to be more than that. If they do, that's a bonus. Yay. But if they don't, that's okay. What I mean by expecting is if you're growing and you're trying to get something done or you're trying to accomplish something, or you just want ideas on something and they're just not helping you, I don't expect them to. Like, they may not be good at that, or they may not know how to do that, whatever it is. And you don't have to ask them like, well, hey, I'm trying to do this. Why the heck do you not help me? Don't do that. Just understand that, okay, like really observe, okay, he or she is not really good in this area. And that's okay. You move on. So I wanted to say that. So again, it's okay to, outgrow your current friends and stuff. You growing may help them grow. You guys come together. It strengthens the relationship. It may not, whatever. You still love them. But again, know what you need to grow on. Now, the communication part, like I said, I wanted to hone in when it comes to current friends. Now, let's just be 100% real here. With our current friends, we're not 100% with our current friends. Let's just be honest. Not all of us are 100% self with them. Now, that doesn't mean we're fake at all. That is not the case. I'm going to say that again. Just because we're not 100% with our current friends, that does not mean we're fake. It simply means that you have different interests. What do I mean by that? I have someone who's very, very close to me, and I love this kid to death, but I can't be my 100% self with this person because this individual is into sports. I'm not into sports for nothing. I don't know teams. I don't know seasons of sports. You may say, I don't know. Honestly, the only reason Dolphins, Dolphins is Dolphins is the football team. The only reason I know that they're the football team is because there's Dolphin fans around me. And then it's just bad, guys. I'm horrible when it comes to sports. So certain friends, they can't be themselves like 100% with me when it comes to sports. Like, I know nothing. They can't talk to me about it. I look at them like, what? The basketball goes where at the end goal? I'm being stupid there. But just saying, we're just different. Yeah, we have different interests, so you can't really be 100% yourself with. And that's okay. Like, I'm really into nature walks and meditation for myself and extreme stuff. Like, oh, I could possibly die from that? Well, sign me up. Let's do that. Some of my friends are like, no, I could possibly die from that. Let's not do that. It's outside. That means there's sun and there's dirt and bugs. No, let's not do that. And it's fine. I can't talk with them and express that part of myself with them. So you get what I mean. Now, I gave you some examples with, certain friends and whatnot. Now, communicating with them is a bit different. Now, I would say this is relatable because we all just have certain friends that we can talk to about certain things. Now, besides, like I said, with the sports stuff, let's like serious stuff. Now, I said it before with personal things, but just to give you some real life examples. For me, I have a good friend of mine. I'm gonna go with the name Jay, so I can keep track of this. There's a really good friend of mine by the name of Jay. And when it comes to really like deep emotional stuff that I go through, a lot of my friends swear I don't have emotions, but I do. But when it comes to like some deep emotional stuff, I can't really talk to all of my friends about, mostly because sometimes it's just certain things that are just so deep that, certain friends wouldn't understand. And when I say no, I have tried and it just doesn't work. And again, that's not a bad thing. But there are some friends who've been, and sorry for the dog. He's in the background. So you're going to hear the dog bark. I apologize. But going on to what I was saying, there's just some friends who just don't relate. to some very deep things that I've experienced or currently experienced. And I know, okay, there's one particular friend by the name of Jay. I can talk with that person and it helps. Another thing would be when it comes to, let's just say, a moment of weakness. I will, what I call a moment of weakness, like I know better, but I'm not doing it. So I talked to a good friend of mine's we're going to go with C. This good friend of mine's is, I can say, for example, here we go. Give you a real life example. Another one, there is a few years ago, I had to text him and see. There's a few years ago that I was really going through it with being very different. Meaning, like, I would be around friends, I would be around people, but I just thought differently and I seen things differently. So I just didn't really felt like I fit in. And that kind of bothered me. Not that I wanted to fit in, but it was just like, I know I do. Like, I know I don't. I'm okay with it, but it's still hard with the things that I have to deal with that. And I talked to this good friend of mine, and I'm going to use his words. When I said, I'm struggling with this, man, it's just hard. He looked at me and he basically said, okay, I understand. Well, he's like, well, you can decide to fit in or you can decide to be a basic bitch about it and, deal with it. And at that moment, I was just like, well, I don't want to be a basic bitch. I kind of want to be, a little extraordinary or something. But I got the message. It kind of hit me there like, all right, cool. That flipped a few gears. All right, I'm good now. But I know I can talk to that friend because they will know my weakness and they will be there for me. And not in a sense of like he attacked me. That was all love. That's just who I know I could talk to. Now, another good friend of mine, we're gonna go with another. I'm really just telling on myself on my podcast, but it's okay though. It's all about authenticity. There's another good friend of mine's. We're going to go. Which one of y'all do I want to choose? We're gonna go choose one of my friends. Gosh, it's really hard because it's like three of them. I'm gonna go with M. She's a good friend of mine. I tell her all of my emotional things, my emotional, I guess you could say emotional sensitive stuff. And it's kind of funny because we laugh at myself when it comes to these things, but just sensitive stuff. Like you, as a male, let me just start off with, let me say why it's funny, but let me also bring the importance of it. As a male, it's just, we're taught you got to be rough. You got to be tough. You can't have these emotions. You have to be strong. You know what I mean? If you're emotional, that's for women. You're not a guy, which, by the way, that's complete BS, what they told you. And for some of y'all who disagree, I'm just going to say, look at what's wrong with most guys now, why they don't open up about stuff and why they be going through things, but they never get, help from that. But we're going to leave that alone. But me, I choose to actually help myself and like express these things because, hey, I'm a guy, but we go through things, but we're taught not to express this stuff. We're supposed to suck it up. But I share these things with her and I just know, okay, that's who I need to talk with to get help in this. I emphasize on communicate because a lot of us have this, and I've been guilty of this too. I mostly when it happens, but I'm just going to be upfront. I go through this whole thing where it's like, oh, well, these are my problems. I don't really want to share this with my friends. I don't want to burden them with these things. Oh my gosh, they're having a good day. I'm feeling like crap. I don't want to share this with them. We all have that. Or, it's just like, you just don't want to ruin the vibe. And or we may also be very strong-minded and have strong personalities like me, where it's just like, I can handle this by myself. I am strong. This is my crap. I can handle this. And that may be true. You can, but, they're your friends and they're there to help you. Your real friends. They will be there to help you. And it just makes things easier. I say that because I had a very tough time with my last episode. I talked about what my battle is. And last night I was losing my battle pretty heavy. I was just really losing my battle. It wasn't a good day. So, well, I mean, towards the end, beginning it was good, but towards the end, I was really like, I was crashing and burning with like my battle. But I was just like, you know what? I can handle it. But I was like, no, let me communicate with a good friend of mine, and let me just at least reach out and see if they've experienced what the heck I'm experiencing. And lo and behold, they know exactly what the heck I was talking about. It was just easy. I didn't have to really go into details. It was simple. It helped me out big time. It was like a weight was just like lifted off of like my heart, not even my chest, like my heart. And I went for a drive and I was feeling better, felt a release, came home, blah, 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 blah. So it worked out. And now some of us, we have this issue with communicating with our friends, and we just usually, here we go. What's the issue? Hey man, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm all right. It's whatever. It was chill day. But I'll be good, and it's just like, you all right? Yeah, it's whatever. You don't talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, talk about it. If they're your friends, like, talk about it. And sometimes that current friend may not be the friend you talk about that to, and that's okay. So it's okay to say that. Just make sure you communicate with somebody, one of your friends, and talk with them. Because I don't know, growing up, I can't say me, but I don't know if you guys experience this, but just kind of growing up, you're not really taught how to express yourself and be vulnerable and trust, the people who are close with you. Some of us have a past of doing that and gotten really hurt, and it messes us up. And I'm here to tell you, I've been through that, but I'm sorry, but I refuse to continue to give that power to the people who hurt me and stay cold and not talk to people, because hell, let's be honest, the world we live in, some days it's tough. And if you got a good friend that you can talk with and, help you get through the day, that's worth like gold, man. That's an investment to your health. So I just wanted to talk about that as far as communicating with your current friends and stuff. Now, let's move on to new friends. Went through a whole like 17 minutes plus on 22 minutes, my bad, on current friends. And you're probably going to laugh because the new friends it's going to be probably pretty short. But the new friends, now, usually, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but this is something that I have noticed with myself, and maybe it may, I don't know, share some awareness on you, but I've noticed that new friends usually come into the picture when we've grown in a different area, or they come in an alignment with the purpose we're after, be it a dream, an idea, and etc. Here we go with the example. For me, there was one time, I wanted to do things with like life coaching. And I needed to, learn more about it before I just dived into it for a bit. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to chase that. I wanted to experience that. And so I started speaking, hint, hint. I started speaking more about that to people around me. Like, I want to do life coaching. A lot of people said, you should do it, blah, blah, blah. You like people. I was like, yeah, let me do that. Focused on it, did some research, started talking to people. I'm like, yeah, I want to do life coaching, blah, 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 blah. What that led to was a coworker. I was telling her that led to a mutual person that we know at the place that I worked at, and that led me to talking with this new individual. I can't say her name, but this led me to talk with the new individual. She's currently a life coach. She's doing awesome. She's very successful and things like that. So we talked, and me and her became good friends. Now, what's cool about this is that by me talking with this good friend and, sharing with her my idea of wanting to, look into life coaching, she sat down, she took time out of her schedule to sit down and talk with me for about a good hour or so. And in that hour, she gave me so much awesome information. Let me tell you the value of this hour. In this hour, She saved me between how much was it? I want to say between, I'm trying to get specific numbers here, but everybody who knows me know I'm not that one when it comes to numbers. I think she saved me between like 18 to $22,000 worth of information and time and things that she like had to research and stuff like that. And she shared all of that with me to help me out in that hour or so. Again, I apologize for the dog. He's having episodes outside. He thinks he hears things, but who knows? Anywho, but yes, in that hour, she saved me literally about 20, about that much money in that hour. And that helped me out dramatically. So, I still got to stop on that one. Like, gosh, that was a couple of grands right there. Anywho, another thing is too, I started to talk more just with some other people. Gosh, I think like during my whole spiritual journey, I wanted to learn more just like about energy, things like that, chakras, all of that. And that led me to meeting an amazing good friend of mine who helped me spiritually, like it helped me dramatically. And we still talk to this day all the time, like every time. But the whole point of this is that for some of you guys to make new friends, you're probably already growing in an area. That could be you may finally decided that you wanted to chase that one thing that you wanted to do. Or you may have decided to finally say, you know what, forget this crap. I'm done with it. I need, to surround myself with people who are, for my better, like for the betterment of my health. And by you doing that and you're speaking that more and not just saying like, oh, I'm speaking good affirmations. I mean, like, no, like you're sharing that with people around you. They may connect you with, oh, dude, you're trying to get better in blah, 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 your mental health. Hey, I just talked with a good friend of mine. He was going through the same thing you're going through. You guys should talk. He can help you out. Really? Boom. You made a connection right there. Next thing you know, you and that person, you guys just hit it off and you're like, I don't know, been friends for years. Whatever it is. And that's kind of as simple as it gets when it comes to just making new friends. Literally speak up, grow, do what you're going to do, chase after what you're going to chase after, follow your dream or whatever it is, but simply just speak up and be open to connecting with people. And there you have it. And then just go from there. And then the rest, life just gets magical and things like that. So that being said, I'm going to end it here. You guys are amazing. I greatly appreciate you guys for listening to the podcast. It's really been fun. I'm really enjoying sharing with you guys. And again, I'm so grateful for the feedback. I'm really happy that it's helping a lot of you out and stuff. And it's just really cool. I'm super, super excited for you guys. And I know it's late, but happy holidays for you guys. Merry Christmas. But is it possible to say accurately, correctly, happy or Merry belated Christmas or whatever? But anyways, you get the picture. But Happy New Year's to you guys as well. I hope this year, you got and learned what you needed to. And I hope it prepares you for the next year to come. And then when next year happens, I hope everything just starts off amazingly. I hope some of you guys know who you are. I hope some of you guys actually commit and, stay consistent with what you're saying you're chasing after. And also too, maybe you may need to connect with some more friends to keep you accountable and to help you achieve those goals. It could be, I don't know, exercising. You might want to talk to that one friend who you always seeing over Facebook eating that one salad and they just look like they just never gain weight and they just got muscle. You might want to shoot them a message and be like, hey, your boy trying to lose a couple of hundreds, a couple 100 pounds. Like, how can I do better? So that being said, I am going to talk to you guys next week. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you soon. Later.